Okay, let's start the video. You can click on my channel to donate to my you can click on my channel and my name to donate to my channel. Please do donate and support my channel. And here's my name, click on it. And you email me for any game prediction at hyper_links@yahoo.com. And always remember, nothing is guaranteed, but always trust yourself. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, donate, and share, and like my video. And email me for any requests at hyper_links@yahoo.com. I'd be glad to answer your requests. And let's look at the Powerball and Mega Millions. So that player, last time, he caught the 5, 31, 34, 24, 34, and 7. And then the ball 4. So like I said, you don't need all these balls, all these red ball to be different, because you need to be confident to know which red ball will come, because there's only 26 red balls. You don't need 4 or 5 red balls. Using 4 red balls is 4 out of 26 red balls. So each red ball is 4%. Imagine each red ball is 4%, because 3 to 4%, roughly around to 4%. If each red ball is 4%, you use 4 red ball, you use 60% of the red ball numbers. And 60% out of 100% is roughly not a lot, because it's roughly 7 times. But you can use less. Remember, if you use 2 red balls, 8%. Maybe you want to bring it down to 1 or 2 red balls. Be more confident. And that's why my Invincible system will help you do that. Figure out if the next red ball will be invincible or will not be invincible. And the white ball, like I said, you use over 33% of the number, because 5, 10, 15, 20, 20 minus 1 repeat, 34 is repeated. That's 20, 19 numbers out of 69 numbers. And you can see 19 times 4. 4 times 19 is 40, 73. So 73 about 4 times. So roughly about 25% to 30% of the white ball was used. Obviously, all 5 numbers is going to be over there. If you use 25% of numbers out of 69, out of 100% of numbers, you use 25% of the numbers out of 25 to 30% of the numbers, and use 25% out of 30% of the numbers. Obviously, the white ball. Obviously, the white ball is going to be there. All 5 white balls can be there, but let's try to get down to 10% of the numbers and see if you can have all 5 white ball to be on that system. So let's input these numbers. For instance, we know that that day the numbers were 5, 31, 34, 24, and 7. So sorry about that, it's loading. So we know that the white ball is 5, 21, 24, 34. What else? 7. I'm not gonna put it in order. And then we know that. Did I put 24? Yeah, 31 I didn't put. We know that the 5 white ball is this. So what you want to do is you want to use less percent of numbers. So let's say on all 5 lines, I will use 5, because 5, I remember saying that the 5 high percentage number drawn was 5, 24, and 34. So these are high percentage number drawn. So if I know the high percentage number drawn are these, if I know the high percentage number drawn are these, then I will have these matrix on all lines. So instead of using a spread, I've already used only 3 numbers on all 5 lines. He would have used 3, 6, 9, 12. He would have, let's say he would have to use 12 numbers. I will only use 3 numbers. when you compare it to his system or some sort of strategy. So you don't want to do that. You want to use the panic on pair system. Don't want to spread out the number too much. That's why he's doing spread out the number too much. And if you spread out the number too much, obviously when you have more numbers being used, obviously the chances of them being drawn in one of the ticket in that line in one of those 4 lines, it's going to increase because you have more number picked it. Try using less numbers. Remember, so if I use the panic on pair system, I stick to these 3 playables or these 3 high percent number drawn. I would have to change 2 in each line. So let's say I would change 2 in each line. I would change maybe 4, 59, a 9, 42. Maybe I would change 46 and 59. I would change 2. Maybe I would change 8, and then I would change 65 and maybe 64. So if I use this some sort of pairing system, panic on pair, this is close to panic on pair because I changed two numbers. Instead of 1 numbers, I changed 2 numbers, close to panic on pair. So if you calculate this, you will only have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 numbers over. You only have 13 numbers. Sorry about it, got blurred a little bit just now. Sorry about the blurring. You would only have 13 numbers compared to he having 19 numbers. When you have 13 numbers out of 69, you would have you need to do the computation. 13 over 69. Now, if I use a calculator, I have a calculator at hand. I have a calculator at hand. I have 13. I would divide by 69. You see, divide by 69? I only have 18% of the number being used. Now, if I have 19 numbers divided by 69, which you use 19 number out of 69, you have close to 30% of the number being used. I only have 18% of the number being used. So, roughly, when you have less number being used, the chance of number hitting on your prediction is going to be lower. It's going to be lower because you have less number being used. But that means your system is doing better if hit on your system with less number prediction versus someone who have more numbers and hit on a high number prediction because he had more number being used. If he had more number being used, chance of him hitting the numbers on all 5 numbers in that line, in those 5 lines, is going to be high. And even if I randomly pick 19 numbers out of 69 randomly, I probably would have gotten it without using this system. Like I said, do not play the repeats. Simple. Don't play the repeats. Just pick randomly without playing the repeats. I'm going to guarantee you to hit that number. So 19%, 18% versus 27.5%. It's truly remarkable that you cannot use that much numbers because you see why? Because the 5 and the 34 should be maxed out on all lines. These 8 shouldn't be used. That last draw, 18 should be used. Probably shouldn't be used. Those numbers should not be used. And you have 2 60s. 2 60s should cut down to 160 because you gotta look at the breakdown and you gotta look at the pass draw. You don't want to use too much 260s. 260 is too risky. You could cut down 260. 260 would be too risky. Even if they get drawn 260 or 360 is going to be rare. You don't want to use 260s. It could be rare. And most of the time, it's not going to be 260. So, going to cut down the 60s. Cut down. You know what number to be used, what number not to be used. So I'm so sorry. I'm debating this that too much number is being used. You have to use less number. Now let's try something different. So the mega for 412, I'm going to look at the mega for 412. And the Powerball is 325 million. Very good, 325 million. And the mega for 412, so the mega for 412 will have numbers being used. So if you use the right mega Dster, you will hit the jackpot. So again, 412, the winning number for 412 are 2, 8, 14, 20, 31. 5 number from 1 to 35. People don't think 1 to 35 will come. They came back to back in Powerball and Mega Man. 4, 2, 8, 14, 20, 31. So the number 2 would be right over here on the bottom quadrant 3. You have 8 also in bottom quadrant 3. So 412, this Dster was for 412. I read it up there. And you have 14, 14, also in bottom quadrant 3, 20, bottom quadrant 3. You gotta look back at the video. I think because I had the date on this Dster, that means I think this Dster was being used, and 31 was there. So unless I put the date on accident, this Dster was posted on 412. You can see all the win numbers on the bottom, and it says Mega Million, and this one says Powerball. So again, you can see it. 412, the all win numbers there, and then 17 was on top. So again, if I post this Dster, all number was in the Dster. This Dster had all numbers. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So all number were in the Dster. And all numbers on this quadrant right here in this section. No lying. This section right here. And 17 could be easily on the bottom. 17 was easy on the bottom. All numbers was in the bottom of the section. You can count how many digits was being used. Not much. And to be honest, there's no other digit I can combine to form lesser coordinates. So that much coordinate being used. 1, 2, 3, 8 coordinates being used. I don't want to use 8 coordinates. I want to use less coordinates. 8 coordinates to form 14 digits. That means 12 digits. That means 4 less coordinates to be used, because 4 of the coordinates are duplicate coordinates. B4, C4, and E4. So now on 4, 6, if I go to Powerball for 4, 6. If I go Powerball for 4, 6, and I post these are up, 6, 42, 45, 47, 64, and 18. You will have 6 not in Dster, 16 in Dster on the bottom. You see it on the bottom. 31, 62, and 66. 62 and 66. You only have 3 number in the Dster, and 18 will be over there. You only have 4 number in the Dster if I post this Dster. So when you compare to the Dster being used, you gotta find the right Dster, and this looks like this is the right Dster for the mega, because all the coordinates are in the same section right over there. So and you can tell. You can tell this all the coordinates. Now let's end this a little bit. I'm gonna duplicate just this for Powerball. Am I doing it correctly? So I'm gonna have to duplicate this for Powerball. And let's try to regroup this Dster. I already set up the Dster being used, but let's use the most current Dster. Since I didn't have time to do it, I'm gonna do it right now. Got a lot of things going on, so try to do this Dster right now. And let's try to post the Dster up. Today's date is 4/16, if I believe correctly. Dster is 4/16. I'm trying to find a calculator. So I will have 4/16 right over here. You need the invisible number system to narrow down numbers. You don't want to have 19 numbers when you can have 13 numbers, or even or even 7 number on all 4 lines being used. You don't use too much numbers, not going to be good. 19 numbers should be used when you only have more than 4 lines. 4 lines shouldn't be used 20 shouldn't use 19 numbers when you have 4 lines. That you can do that. So the first set of numbers is 5, 9, 9, 04, 7, 1, 8, 8, 4, 8, and then you have 8, 6, 2, 6. Let's change the date to 8/16. 4/16. My bad. 176, 176, 176. And you have the next one will be 103. Let me type it down. 5, 1, 4, 1, 1, 2. Now, if you do this correctly, that's what you get. That's what you get. Do you see where I'm getting these numbers right now? Do you see where I'm getting these numbers? 103, 5, 1, 4, 1, 1, 2. 103, 5, 1, 4, 1, 1, 2. And you can see you have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Only digit not on the board. Oh, all the digit is on the board. So far so good. So all these digits will be used for tonight's game. Now let's look at these numbers. Just randomly look at these numbers, and you see what you can do with these numbers. So, for instance, maybe this is 8. I see a lot. Sorry about that. Maybe I see this. You can see the 14 is surrounded. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 14, 41. So let's say maybe that I want to max out want to max out the 14 because 14 seems too obvious. And I'm not kidding to you. Look at the draws. Look at the draws. They do not lie. 14, 41. They put reverse numbers. They have 14 and 41. They don't lie. So maybe you have 14 came and 41 came. I would not want to use 14 and 41 again. So even though it's too obvious on the user for tonight's draw, it came last draw. But you can see 31 is an arcing number. You can see 31 came back to back. So you can watch out for that 31. So maybe because it came again, I don't want to use the 14 obvious number. Maybe I want to use that 14 for the red ball instead. So because it's a high frequency, you can use 41 for the red ball. Maybe I use 14 for the red ball since it's a high frequency. Maybe I don't want to use it for the white ball. So I would drop the 14 because the 14 came, but you still need the breakdown. I'm just showing you how to do it with my system. And then the 48 seems obvious also. You have 148, 248, 348, 448. You have 448 right over there. And if you look at the past draw, I do not see 48 being drawn lately. So you still need a breakdown. Doesn't mean it's going to be drawn. You still need a breakdown. Maybe, instead of 34, maybe I change it to 48. Correct. Change it to 48. You want to use as less number as possible because those are obvious numbers. When you attack the obvious number first, put it out and then look at the breakdown to see if I need to revise it. So now I'm putting the two of the obvious number 14 and 48. Now after I put the obvious number, the 14 and 48, the obvious number in Dster, I'm gonna look at the breakdown to see if I want to make changes. So maybe once I saw the past draws, 14 getting drawn, I do not think the 14 will arc. 13 will arc because 13 seems to have a sequence in the past draw. So 31 might be coming tonight. Don't know because it's arcing number. And that 14 seems like probably don't want to repeat. So I want to draw 14 now, even though it's obvious. But put it out in your lines first. You can drop it later. So let's do another number that might come. A potential of coming tonight. And I do see something. I do see 08 3 times. 1, 2, 3. You might want to think about at the ball, either red ball or the air numbers. Now, there's no other obvious number besides the 48, 14, 41, and 08. And the 18 one time, 2 times, 18 3 times, and 18. So, and then the 12, 21, 1 time, 2 times, 3 times. And then the 16 also, 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 14, 16, 61. So I want to think about, instead of doing the 14, let's think about the 16. Yeah, 16. Maybe I keep the 5 because 5 since it's a high percentage number being drawn. Just like the 6, it came 3 times as an arcing number. You can see the 6 came 3 times as an arcing number. Maybe the 5 need to catch up. Maybe the 5 need to be catch up. And if you look at the Dster where the 5 stands, 5 not in the Dster. So probably want to drop 5 out. So it's 5 not in Dster, but it might not catch up. And maybe they fall a curve or something. And I want to pick the high frequency number. I'm going to pick these high frequency number in the Dster for tonight's game. And then look at the breakdown first to see if I want to make any changes. Once I pick the highest frequency number, because potentially you can see from time to time, not allowing this high frequency number to get drawn either for white ball or red ball. I'll pick 3 high frequency number first in the Dster. Once I pick the 3 high frequency number in the Dster, or 3 of the high frequency number in the Dster, or close to the high frequency number in the Dster, second highest frequency number in the Dster, or the first highest frequency number in the Dster, I'm going to drop the numbers. I'm going to drop the numbers by looking at the breakdown. You need to break down Invincible number system because you don't want the ball to be placed in the wrong position. And this is Invincible numbers come from Invincible number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and Invincible red ball or the yellow ball. You need those Invincible number system to attack the right number. And if an Invincible number is not due, you skip that Invincible number. That's the simple rule. And when you skip an Invincible number, you drop it out, even if it's high frequency in the Dster, you drop it out. Why? Let's give you an example. If 08, that Invincible number 08 is not doing, it's not gonna come. You want to drop it out from that section of the white ball. Maybe you want to check if you can move it to the red ball. So maybe you want to move it to the red ball also. Let's cut one line for the 08. That's how you would do it. Don't want to increase your number too much. If you increase your number too much, you're not going to hit your goal because I've shown you tickets. You see how it goes. The 18 and 24 was being used. You don't need 5. You don't need 4 balls. You only need 2. This is my system showing you can only need 2. He used 4. When you use 4, you're not gonna hit. And because system picked the 18 as a high percentage drawn number, power play was being used. You're gonna hit triple, or double your money most of the time. Double or triple your money most of the time. And that was a triple. You got $12 back per line. Because you picked the right ball. So instead of spreading out the line, you want to power play. And then look, even though these numbers didn't come, right? He did not spread out the number too much. 21, 24, 26, 45. 21, 24, 26, 48. And you compared this, too much numbers being used in white ball. That's not going to That's not showing you that it's a sign of a good system. Man, yeah, you got 3 white, but you have too much numbers being spread out. You cannot hit. If you see that consistently hit every single week, 3 number on a line or 4, okay. And if it occurs more than one line with 3 number or 4, okay, that's doing good. But when you hit 3 number, how much is that? 3 number, I don't see power play being used. So 3 number being used, you would have hit $7, right? 3 number being used, he had only hit $7 because the 3 numbers being used was only acquiring him $7. And this one were acquiring him $4. So when you compare this, $2, $4, $6, $8, $8 plus $11, you got $3 profit, right? $3 profit, you can got $11. Now, if you know how to do it, these are $12, $18 being used versus $8 being used. And since a power play is being used, 12, it didn't match any other number. This 3 times 12, 24, 36, 48. $48 profit because he used the right strategy, the right system. $48 being used minus the $18, you got $30 profit versus the $4 versus the $3 profit from this guy, which didn't use my system. You only got $3 profit because $7 plus $4 is $11. And here it's $30 profit because it's all about when you use Powerball, it's all about the red ball. When you use Mega Million, the red ball only give you $2 back. The yellow ball give you $2 back. You use a different strategy. When you use the Powerball, the main goal is to predict the invincible ball, not the white ball first, the invisible ball first, because the payout for the invisible ball is double. You gotta. That's why they tricked you. They tricked you, thinking you have to focus on the white ball first. No, you focus on the red ball first on Powerball, because it doubled. It can give you $4 back, give you profit for every ball you got correct. $2 ball. So if you play one line, even if you didn't use the power play, you got $2 profit for each line. So even if you didn't use the power play, it would cost them 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. It would cost them 12, 4, 8, 12, 16. You still give him the profit because he know which red ball came. You need the invisible number system to hit. You email me for that. Don't have the invisible number system, you're not gonna hit. You're not gonna get close because knowing if the ball drawn will be invisible or not is a key factor hitting that jackpot. So again, I will try to post this time post a longer video than usual. So if you like the video, please do subscribe, share, and like my video. And you can donate to my channel to email me, and I'll be glad to help you with the system.